Hey everybody, welcome back to the Print 3D channel. Today is November 9th, and that means day 313 of the 3DP 365 project. And on today's episode, I was looking for something to wrangle all the cords in my backpack, and my wife needed one for her headphones in her purse. And while browsing around on PinShape, I found this awesome little cord case, so stick around. Hey everybody, welcome back, and thank you for joining me here for day 313 of the 3DP 365 project. On today's episode, it's this cool little cord case, and our prints turned out really good. The problem is the prints shrunk a little bit and they don't go together as perfectly as they should, and you can see that right there. And it actually comes in 3 pieces, and we downloaded this model from PinShape, and I'll put the link down in the description so you guys can download and print this one yourself. And it comes in 3 parts. There's actually 2 different versions of this too. So you have the little inset piece here, which gives you all the design. And you also have the top part of the cup, which goes in that little insert part there. This is actually the insert, that's the top part. This goes in the top part and gives you your color splash if you want to add some color to it. And of course, there's the bottom piece. And all prints turned out really good. I did have to use support material on this piece. It's actually pretty delicate. And here's the big chunk of support material that was inside here, and I'll put it in there so you guys can see. And it was a bit of a pain to pull out. And full disclosure, I did break off one of these little tabs that are on here. It's actually this one right here, and you can see the little line of super glue, possibly. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. But it took a little bit of effort to get this piece of support material out of there, because you really do need support material because this print's flat like this, because there's some angles to this little decoration here on the top, and you're going to need to print it like this. And plus there's a little clasp here so you can add it onto a keychain too. And all of our prints actually turned out really good, besides me breaking it with the support material. They just don't fit together perfectly. The problem is this piece screws onto this piece like this, and some of the little tabs have shrunk and moved inward just a little bit. So I'm not exactly sure how to fix that. I think I might have to shave off some of it. I did trim some of the elephant footing because this part prints flat like this, the cup, and this one prints like this. I didn't have to worry about elephant footing on this one. But I did round off the edges a little bit, hoping they would get past some of the little tabs in here. And it's still pretty tight fit. And I don't want to show you guys because it actually gets stuck and it takes a little bit of effort to get it out of there. But the little decoration piece just snaps onto the top here. And then you can just add a little bit of super glue on there. And then these two would screw together to create the little case. And like I said, it stops right about there. And if I push down on it, it'll snap past there. But then it gets kind of jammed in there, and I don't want to mess with it. I want to fix it to make sure it works good. But the prints themselves, like I said, they turned out great. We used some of that Matter Hackers PRO Series filament. I used their standard gray color for the 2 top parts, the top and the bottom part. And I used their light blue color for the insert because I thought that was a good color combination. And once we had these models downloaded from PinShape, we sent them over to Simplify 3D for slicing. In Simplify 3D, I did divide these up into 3 separate build plates, not just for the color. I did treat the top piece a little bit differently than I did the bottom piece. For the bottom piece, I used a 0.2 millimeter layer height with 4 top layers, 3 bottom layers, 3 perimeters, and 15% infill, and I printed this out at 35 millimeters per second. For the top part, I actually printed this out at a 0.16 millimeter layer height so I could try and get more of the detail of these little angles on here. And it actually turned out pretty good. It's a little bit fuzzy, and I did slow the print down to 35 millimeters per second. And while it was printing, I actually slowed it down to 90% feed rate to really make sure all these little delicate parts printed out, because it's only about 6 or 7 layers that make up this top part before it finishes the print. For the bottom, or for the insert piece, for the colored piece, 0.2 millimeter layer height, 3 top layers, 3 bottom layers, 3 perimeters, and 15% infill. And I printed this out at 40 millimeters per second because I knew it would be an easy print. So all in all, I think all the parts printed out really good. They do fit together quite properly. I think the problem is when you print in Simplify 3D, there's an option to print the outer perimeter first or the inner perimeters first. Now, if you print the outer perimeters first, you won't have as much shrinkage. But depending on overhangs and such, you may get some drooping. So it's a kind of give and take. So if I do reprint actually it would be this bottom piece, I would print it with the external perimeters first to prevent any bulging from the other, because when you print in the external perimeters first, it puts down however many you do. Say you're doing 3, it'll do 2 in the internal area, and when it puts down the external perimeter on the outside, there's a good chance it'll bulge out a little bit, and that's where your layer lines come from. So if you print that external perimeter first, in most cases, it'll give you a cleaner print and it'll be much more accurate. So I may do that with this. But all in all, I think this is a really cool design. I can't wait to get it working so I can give it to my wife so she can put her headphone cables in her purse and they won't get so tangled up. And I'll probably print a couple more of these once I figure out the proper procedure for printing them, so I can have a couple of places to wrangle the cords in my backpack. Well, that about wraps it up for day 313 of the 3DP 365 project. I hope you guys found this episode interesting and informative, and if you're looking for ways to support the channel, check out the affiliate links down in the description. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, comment, like, and share those videos, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.